You good, Joey? Let's call to order our City of Chubbuck Council meeting for August 12th, 2026. And I would ask our city attorney, Ryan Lewis, to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Please stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thanks, Ryan.
Yeah. Thanks, Mayor. I haven't done that for like 4 years.
It doesn't buy you a vote, just. so you know.
Okay. Hey, thanks.
Before we start into our agenda and the public hearings, we need to approve the minutes of the July 15th, 2026 council meeting. Council, have you reviewed those minutes? Any questions or comments?
Having read the minutes, I will make a motion that we approve the minutes from the July 15th, 26th council meeting.
Second.
A motion and a second. Roll call vote, please.
Councilmember Reese,
Yes.
Councilmember Heiner,
Yes.
Councilmember Hernandez.
Yes.
Before we move to those public hearings, I'd like to excuse Councilmember Evans, who may be able to join us later, but excuse her for this point now. We do have two public hearings tonight, one associated with the budget, one associated with our fee resolution. Before we jump into that, I've prepared a quick statement that I would like to share with council, with staff, and with our residents that are here participating with us tonight. And I'm going to actually read it. I usually paraphrase and then that turns into a longer speech than it needs to be. But I want to share that the budget before us tonight is more than a collective set of numbers. It reflects our community's priorities and our commitment to provide essential services. This budget funds critical services such as police protection, fire and EMS response, road maintenance, parks and recreation, water and wastewater systems, sanitation services, and many of the other administrative functions that support our residents every day. As our city continues to grow, we face both opportunities and challenges. The demand on our public safety, our infrastructure, on our community services continues to increase, while the cost of labor, employee benefits, healthcare, equipment, and construction have also significantly risen in recent years. Despite these pressures, the proposed budget reflects a responsible approach to maintaining service levels, to protecting our financial health, and to preparing us for the future. After having the opportunity as mayor to actively participate in the budget process, I want to acknowledge the valuable input from city council and recognize the efforts from each of our departments. I thank our department heads, our staff, and the council for their time and efforts and discussions that have gone into preparing this proposed budget. I especially appreciate the attitude of the individual departments who all sacrificed and who all cooperated and collaborated to achieve what is best overall for the city. I believe the proposed fiscal year 27 budget represents a fiscally responsible plan that balances today's needs with tomorrow's obligations, and it maintains our commitment to essential services, preserves our ability to respond to future challenges, and supports the quality of life our residents expect and deserve. As such, I want to express my full support of the proposed FY27 budget. Thank you. Council, any comments before we?
Actually, just a couple, or maybe one, hopefully it's not too long-winded. Just to add on to what the mayor was saying, we couldn't do this without, again, department heads, but also, in my opinion, what I observe is that they're not only getting their own ideas, but also getting ideas from the grunts, for lack of better words. There are people helping out wherever they can. I mean, even you walk around town, you look around town, you see all these guys doing 2, 3 jobs for one man. One man's doing 2, 3 jobs. And that says a lot about the leadership and the people that we have working for us. I mean, like I said, they got all kinds of great ideas, and I'm a firm believer that the good ideas always flow from the ground level up. So, thank you for everybody here. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
With that, let's move to public hearing item number 1, which is a proposed budget for the fiscal year 2027 from October 1, 2026 to September 30th, 2027. And the consideration of the proposed use or reserve of foregone property taxes pursuant to Idaho Code 50-1002. Let me go through our desired procedure for this. We'll have presentation from staff first. Council will have opportunities to ask questions of staff as appropriate, and then we will open that public hearing. When we do so, we would ask those who want to address the council to come to the podium, state their name. I'd let you know that we'll have staff keep track of what questions there may be, and we'll wait and try and answer all those questions at the end of the hearing. And so with that, I would ask Eric to approach the podium and present on behalf of the city.
Okay. Eric Jablonski, City Treasurer. So as we go into the fiscal year 27 budget proposal, we started out early in the year, back in January, creating our annual budget schedule of what we plan to do throughout the course of the year. About at the beginning of July, we ended up proposing the tentative budget, which was presented to council and adopted. It was published on the 28th, and I believe again on the 4th, or on the 3rd. So they were published on the July 28th and August 3rd. There is one slight timing difference change on here that we found, that the city fees, we chose to bring those into the meeting for tonight as well, to try to align the revenue from the fees in our resolutions to match with what we're expecting to have with the planned budget, rather than adopting the budget and then adopting the fees that we're hoping to have. So in case of changes or differences. Go ahead, next page. In April, we presented to the council and public there the idea of the budget book for the city of Chubbuck. This is our first year of attempting to do this and starting from scratch for all the departments to develop this. The goal in doing so was to help standardize the process across all the departments and to provide additional transparency to the public about what all was happening with all this. And we did get good feedback about that. As we moved through the year, we had multiple department discussions as listed on that schedule that we had planned in study sessions, and it brought us to the point of where we were able to publish that notice of public hearing, which there's a copy of it attached here, for property taxes of 9.3 million and the total budget of 28.2. We did receive the official L2 information the day before they were published, so we didn't have time to make the corrections on that. And there was a slight difference in those numbers. It went from the 9.3 to 9.1. There was a little bit less expected in new construction, and there were no annexations that came in for this current year. So when we come to the end of all this, if the council does choose to adopt the proposed budget that we've been working towards throughout the course of the year, that property tax difference will end up having to be funded from the fund balance or some other source that we can come up with. The next page, this is similar to what we've presented each year, just showing the maximum 3% that we have been developing the budget based on just because of other circumstances, but showing what the actual impact would be if we did opt for a different level of that. The council has the opportunity to choose and decide that in the end, and we will make the adjustments as necessary. But this gives them a visualization of what that could impact on those numbers if we change a different amount. Following through onto the next one here, this is a anticipated breakdown of where the revenue sources are allocated in the proposed budget for what we've been working on based on that 3% maximum increase. Looks like we'd be getting the 9.1 from property tax, shared revenue just slightly over 5 million across everything that we should be able to recover. User fees are a little over 12 million, and the fund balance between all the departments would be hit for about 1.9 overall. So we have tried to make that as best as we can. The following page shows just how the fiscal year, the budget expenses break down by each fund as well, between the 28 million, how it breaks down. Some things about this page itself, it does include the overall benefit cost increases that should be hitting for roughly 8.2% across the board once we factor in all the variables of that, and wage increases given different position changes and such for a total of about 4.6%. However, one of the big differences that we have planned and worked on with this budget versus prior year budget is we've developed the fiscal year 27 budget based on fiscal year 26 actual numbers rather than fiscal year 26 budgeted numbers. And some of those areas we found that the budgeted numbers were inflated over what we were actually spending, and we have zeroed in much closer to actual numbers with everything we're trying to present here. And it will hold some of the budget to the departments to be a little bit more zeroed in with what they have planned to expend. And they're going to be watching their budget more closely this year than they may have had to in the past, because we're really trying to be this tight as we can and save what we can. So that is all that I have for the presentation for the hearing.
Thank
Any
you.
questions that I could answer?
No, that's great. Thank you. Thank you.
No, I'll do that. Thank you.
All right,
Thank you.
thank you.
We will now open the public hearing for comment. Again, Mr. Byrd, as we've indicated, if you are here to testify, we invite you to come to the podium and share with us your questions, thoughts, and concerns. I think I did.
Yeah. I think you did.
Boyd Bird, 5036 Kevin Chubbuck here in Idaho. I'm here to discuss the budget or to give my comments on the budget. Earlier this year, I met with the county assessor and the deputy county assessor, and I questioned them about budgets and whatnot, and really, I tried to put their feet to the fire to get an L2 done prior to the budget being done. And of course, they say that's a state's problem, not their problem. So the numbers that I went off is what I met with Eric. I have a lot of those numbers. I've been on the website. There's at least 10 what would I call them, proposals on the budget, 10 different ones. There's over 250 pages of information on the budget on the website, on the city's website, and through their council meetings and the study sessions. I've kind of consolidated those down to about half a dozen of my own understandings of the budget. So I think I have a fairly good idea this year, probably better than last year, of how the budget is obtained and how the budget is going. And I find that the budget in the departments is extremely, what should I say, the word may be shy. They needed more money in a lot of these departments. They need more money in these departments. They're asking for very minimal increases, if increases at all. And most of the increase in the entire budget is covered basically by salaries and benefits. And the salaries haven't gone up that much, but the benefits have, and that's not your fault. That's just something that is in the world today. So I find that it's very interesting that the budget is as lean as it is. One of the things I look at the budget is we have a pitfall, we have a shortage this year of a number of dollars in the budget. And I trace that back to 2024, when the TIF ended. We had some excess money that year in our budgets to spend. And in a number of cases, we spent that money on necessities. The only comment I have is those necessities weren't just one-time necessities. They're long-term necessities year after year. And so we need to look on the budget. We need to find new budget sources to cover some of those costs that are incurred on an annual basis now that are no longer covered by that TIF's expiration. And that's what the city council's job is, and the mayor. And I should have started out by saying that I totally applaud the staff and the mayor and all of the people that have put up with me for the last couple of months getting what information I thought was important for this budget. So right now, I stand completely. I think it would be a disservice if we didn't ask for the entire 3%. And I wish there could be more to go into this budget. And it's going to be, it's going to be needed. I hope that we can find some new sources, because I'm all in favor of a new fire station. I would like a fire station with an ambulance in it, so that if a call comes in, we have immediate service here in our neighborhood. It would be great, but that costs money, and we have to come up with some funds for that. Other than that, I'm totally satisfied with the budget. I made some comments to Eric about additions to the budget book, and some comments on the budget book. And I know that he's going to make some more comments and some more improvements over the next year that makes it a little easier for me to derive some of the numbers. But again, I want to just end my comment with, I'm totally satisfied, and I hope that the council feels it that way, and that you can support every bit of this budget as it's outlined in this proposal. Thank you.
Thank you, Boyd.
Thank you, Boyd.
We appreciate your activeness with the city and the council, and we see you here all the time, and your comments are very much appreciated. Appreciate your effort and your comments regarding the staff. Thank you.
It's awesome, Dave.
Is there any of staff that wants to testify while the hearing is open?
Bueller.
Seeing none, we'll close our public hearing. Counselors, is there any discussion that you would like to have on this item? Keeping in mind, and Boyd, for your understanding, you probably already know that, we're not acting on this decision tonight. We're holding a public hearing tonight and acting on it next Wednesday will be when we intend to have it on the agenda as an action item. So any discussions?
Well, go ahead.
I share with Boyd's concerns. Wouldn't it be nice if we could get a better timetable on those L2s? I mean, it's great that we have based the 27 fiscal year budget on the 26 figures, and we've seen some remarkable improvement in accuracy that way. But think of what we could do if somehow the state could get on the ball and give us the L2s a little sooner for even greater accuracy. But
Yeah, that would be nice.
it would be nice. Maybe I'm dreaming.
And actually, Boyd brought up a very good point about the 3%.
Yes.
I tend to agree with him on that one. As much as I hate it, it's one of our necessities. So,
Yeah, but we're not taking it as a foregone. So,
right.
because there is none.
Yeah.
We've done that. Okay. Let's move to agenda item 2. This is for the proposed fiscal year 27 city fees from October 1st, 2026 to September 30th, 2027. And it's the consideration of the proposed fee increases and new fees affecting the selected annual fee revenue collections pursuant to Idaho Code 63-1311A. And Joey, city clerk, will be representing this item.
Yeah, you should have received a summary of all the proposed fees, increases, new. Some of the fees that are listed as new actually are not new fees, but they are found within city code. We thought it appropriate to pull them out of city code and list them as part of the resolution, so it's easier for the residents and staff to find those fees. And so we also added the state a few years ago, changed state code about public record requests from entities that live outside the state. We've kind of waited the last couple of years to see what cities that deal with that more did. And so we are ready to add that to our city fee resolution as well. So if you have any questions, department-specific questions, I'll turn that over to the department heads.
I just have one, just this first one on that line, the shocking 112.8% increase. I thought, okay, why such a huge increase in that fee? Additional plan review.
That's it, just in building department, and it's a fee that's been at $23.50 forever, and we're really paying for staff time.
I get that.
So,
I wasn't aware, it just seems like, wow, that's a big jump.
I think that's what happens when we don't jump a little bit over time. Is that okay?
So just a little question on that same fee. Does that cover the city's cost? Okay, so we're not running on a deficit at that? We're not running on a deficit on that one? It's okay, thank you.
Mayor, if I might just address that question. If you look at how many fees are left unchanged on that front page.
Right.
So those fees remain unchanged, 53 of them, and 2 of them increase. And so over time, where those 53 fees don't, certainly with the passage of time with increases in labor, materials, those unchanged fees when they aren't addressed stack up. That's why this is probably an important discussion to have regularly.
That's basically what.
Because then it does look bad, even though it probably has been something the city's been bearing extra responsibility for a long time.
Okay.
Council, other comments?
Nope.
Questions?
No.
So actually just one, does this, like with the, with the one with the Parks and Rec, when they use our fields and so forth, are they compatible with the other cities around us? Let's see if I can find it now, so. Let's see. Where was it? Good Lord. I'm sorry, I can't find it, but
On pages 7 and 8 is in this document, the Parks and Rec fees.
yeah, like for rentals, is that compatible like with Pokey rentals and so forth?
Oh, for the like field rentals?
Yeah, or even the ball fields for that matter, so.
Yeah, we didn't change those. I'm assuming when Devin changed those when he was here, and I'm assuming that those were made to be compatible with surrounding areas.
Okay. That's all I need. That's all I had a question on. Thank you. Thanks, Kenny.
There's no other questions for staff. We will open the public hearing for comment with those same invitations. If you have to comment, to please come to the podium, address the council declaring your name and address.
Joy just sent those, oh, Boyd Bird, 5036, Kevin Chubbuck. Joy just sent those to me the revised ones, the full one like this, just a little while back. And I did read through it and I've gone through it. I didn't see anything drastic there myself. And it increased, I think it increases my city fees about $5.50 or something a month, or somewhere in that neck of the woods, I think. So I can figure that out one way or another. I have to pass up an ice cream cone somewhere, but I'll get it paid. Thank you.
I'll take you to ice cream.
Thank you, Boyd.
Yeah, Council, did you see that on the, it's not page numbered, but on the last page of the introductory, there is a comparison of what does this mean to our residents? Keeping in mind, many of these fees for ball field reservation or fire inspections, right, are one-time fees, but that table is intended to represent what is the monthly impact to our residents and businesses. So as Boyd indicated, with those increases in water, wastewater, sanitation, recycling, that's a total of $4.55 a month as a projected utility bill increase. Any other comments, staff, while we're in public hearing? Okay, let's close the public hearing. Questions or discussion with council?
I have none.
I don't have any.
Great. Let's move then to our general announcements part of our agenda. I just have one small thing, council, as a reminder. Tomorrow is the kickoff for the Parade of Homes. I don't remember, I think Roger, you and Dan had intended to go to that.
I did, but I'm gonna be in Idaho Falls, so I won't be able to be up.
You're still,
I got a bail on that one too. I got another meeting I had to attend.
guess what, Norm, we're looking at you.
I know you are.
Is that feasible?
I've got, what time would that be tomorrow?
It's at noon at the new Auto Image Building here on Yellowstone Avenue.
I'm in a mediation until early afternoon, but I could
You need
come
to
out.
negotiate better.
I know.
I actually was talking with
Yes.
Dave Kress, and he said he had a
So
mediation.
he can
on
verify.
Thursday, and he actually said Norm was in it because he and I have
I got a silly question. How long are these things?
so I fact checked. it.
What?
This is a ribbon cutting,
It's a ribbon cutting, it's just however long you want to stay.
can be 10 minutes.
I'll make it. I
At
can do it.
noon tomorrow at Auto Image, and then the parade goes on
For
the next
till
3
through
days.
Saturday.
Yeah,
I'll be there.
okay, thank you.
I'll make it.
Council, do you have any non-actionable items or topics you want to discuss tonight?
I have none.
Seeing there are none, let's adjourn our meeting. Thank you.
Thank you.